As the first episode of my info dump series, I'll be giving an in-depth explanation on how imbuments work. This topic was recommended by Jojo Eladier. If you have any Arcane Odyssey topics that you wish to know more about, please comment it below or send me it on Discord. Every video is based on one of your recommendations. This is the first time I've ever made a script for a video, so apologies if I sound a little monotone. View the timestamps below to find what you're looking for. Imbuments are a unique feature allowing you to combine multiple types of abilities together. They are given by specific awakenings, each one allowing you to imbue different things together. These are the awakenings with imbuments. Warlords can imbue fighting styles into weapons. Knights can imbue spirit energy into weapons. Conjurers can imbue magic into weapons. Warlocks can imbue magic into fighting styles. Juggernauts can imbue spirit energy into fighting styles. Paladins can imbue spirit energy into magic, and magic into spirit weapons. Savants will be able to use all of these imbuements when the full release update releases. I'll explain how imbuement works as a whole in this section. There are separate timestamps for each individual awakening. If you want to know the stats or synergies of a specific magic, weapon, or fighting style, use the wiki linked in the description. These stats are being changed every update, so listing them here would eventually turn into misinformation. When you have an awakening that allows imbuing, hold the piece of equipment that you wish to imbue and hold H on your keyboard. Hover your mouse over what effect you wish to imbue and release the H key. Some stat builds will have multiple imbuement options. After selecting your imbuement, your character will automatically imbue the effect onto your tool. Every single attack with this tool will now have the imbued effect. Effects vary significantly depending on what you're imbuing and what is being imbued. Imbuements act the same as when you attack an enemy with two separate elements, but it happens in one attack. All effects are cut to 50% of their total bonus when imbued, versus being applied separately. These effects are known as synergies. When your imbuement and imbued object share the exact same status effect, it gets turned into the next tier of that status effect, which is twice as effective. Imbuing metal magic into Iron Leg applies Bleed 2, which is the same as Bleed, but it deals double the damage. Status effects that don't deal damage will last twice as long. Here are a few examples of what I mean. Imbuing lightning magic into a sunken sword will act like you are striking a soaked enemy with lightning magic. Lightning magic will apply paralyzed to the soaked target, making them fall to the ground and move at half speed. Normally this lasts for 1 second, but since imbuements lower this by 50%, it only lasts for half a second. It's important to note that stuns like paralyzation have a 10-second cooldown per target. Lightning magic also gains a 5% damage boost against soaked targets, and since this is an imbuement, your attacks will gain a 2.5% damage boost every hit. One more example is imbuing fire magic into Iron Leg. Fire magic will clear bleeding and gain a 15% damage boost against bleeding targets. Since Iron Leg applies bleeding with every hit, this means it will gain a 7.5% damage boost and no longer apply bleeding when imbued with fire magic. Fire magic will also add the burning status effect to every Iron Leg attack. There is an extremely unique reaction when imbuing a heat-based magic with a water-based tool. For example, imbuing magma magic into a sunken sword will replace both the melting and soak status effects with a completely unique steam element. This has its own unique particle effect, but it is statistically identical to fire magic. It will also apply the unique scalding status effect, which also shares the exact same properties as burning. Imbuing an ability that cannot be used underwater into something that can be will cancel out the imbuement when underwater. For example, if you imbue fire magic with a katana and jump into the sea, The fire will be extinguished, and your attacks will no longer apply burning until you leave the water. Next, I'll go over the flat stat boosts provided by Imbuments. Every single Imbuement, aside from spirit weapons, has a unique set of stats that are multiplied by the imbued object's original stats. I will use my previous example from the synergy section. Imbuing lightning magic into a sunken sword will make it significantly faster, but slightly smaller and less powerful. Lightning magic provides 0.95 times more power, 1.2 times more speed, and 0.95 times more size when imbued. These stats are multiplied by the imbued object stats. In this case, the sunken sword is our imbued object. Sunken swords have base stats of 1.0 power, 1.2 speed, and 0.9 size. This means that a lightning imbued sunken sword will have 0.95 times total power, 1.44 times total speed, and 0.55 times total size. View the official wiki to see up-to-date stats on everything in the game, as well as more synergies. Warlords are able to imbue any fighting style into any weapon. There is nothing special about this form of imbuement, and you can have access to one form of imbuement currently. Knights are able to imbue spirit energy and spirit weapons into normal weapons. This provides the weapon with 20% larger size on every attack. Every spirit weapon also has a unique elemental synergy, but no spirit weapons apply their stat boosts, only status effects and synergies. The Eagle Patrimony, for example, has every synergy of lightning magic, making it pair extremely well with sunken weapons. Conjurers are able to imbue any magic into any normal weapon. They only have access to one form of imbuement currently. In the full release update, all magics will apply their environmental effects when imbued. This means that imbuing poison magic into a weapon will spread poison clouds with every weapon attack. The same thing happens with puddles from magma magic and rubble from metal magic. Warlocks are able to imbue any magic into any fighting style. They only have access to one form of imbuement currently. In the full release updates, all magics will have their environmental effects when imbued. This means that imbuing poison magic into a fighting style will spread poison clouds with every fighting style attack. The same thing happens with puddles from magma magic and rubble from metal magic. Juggernauts are able to imbue spirit energy and spirit weapons into any fighting style. This provides the fighting style with 20% larger size on every attack. Every spirit weapon also has unique elemental synergies, but no spirit weapon provides their stat boosts, only status effects and synergies. The Eagle Patrimony, for example, has every synergy of lightning magic, making it pair extremely well with sailor style. Paladins are able to imbue spirit energy and spirit weapons into their magic, as well as their magic into spirit weapons. Imbuing spirit energy into magic will not provide the 20% size buff that it provides to weapons and fighting styles. This is currently the only class capable of imbuing things into magic. Savants will be able to do this as well when the full release update comes out. Every spirit weapon has unique elemental synergies, but no spirit weapon applies their stat boosts, only status effects and synergies. The Eagle Patrimony has every synergy of lightning magic, making it pair extremely well with water magic. In the full release update, all magics will apply their environmental effects when imbued. This means that imbuing poison magic into a spirit weapon will spread poison clouds with every spirit weapon attack. The same thing happens with puddles from magma magic and rubble from metal magic. Savants will gain the ability to imbue in the full release update. You can only use an imbuement if you have at least 15% of your stat points in that imbuement's dedicated stat. For example, a Savant with no points in magic cannot imbue magic into anything. They're also unable to use the dodge reflex for that stat. Savants are the only class capable of imbuing magic and spirit energy into strength weapons. If you wish to know about a specific type of imbuement, view the timestamps for the awakenings. Savants can do literally anything the other awakenings can.